Muy emocionado, muy feliz. Estar en San Diego creo que significa mucho para mí, por el proyecto y por la gente.
I'm very excited. I'm very happy to be here in San Diego. It means a lot to be here because of the project and the people behind it.
And kind of to that point, why did you choose San Diego FC?
Como dije, por el proyecto, Right to Dream, por iniciar un proyecto, un equipo desde cero, yo viniendo igual de iniciar a jugar con la MLS, creo que es muy importante para mí y bueno, creo que pocos jugadores tienen esa posibilidad y creo que estoy en una posición muy privilegiada.
Like I said, this project and Right to Dream and starting a team from the ground up and being here from the start is just very, very important, and not a lot of people who get this opportunity. Thanks for the time, guys. I have to take them, but thank you.
Yeah. Let's talk some soccer here.
Yeah. No, look, it's another player on the depth chart, which is probably the first and foremost, but also it's a very integral piece of 2025 and beyond. There's no doubt that he has footballing qualities, and obviously he's got also the leadership skills and the adaptation to different leagues, and we see him as a fit in this league, and I think that's what's most important, is how do we fit into our style of play, as well as how do we fit what the league offers and what success brings, and we think his profile can do both of that here.
And so when scouting the league itself, right, it's a brand new team, it's a brand new vision, the academy setting coming in with Right to Dream as well. What is that process of really breaking down the league and what's going to make a team successful and having key pieces like Chucky, Lozano integrated in that?
Yeah, it's about finding the balance. I think the glory about this group is that we're not a brand new organization, right? We have a style of play and we have a way and a vision that we want to play. We need to adapt to the league for sure, because it is a different league. You travel through the summer, you play in grueling weather. Luckily, we have these perfect conditions here, and we can hopefully play on this pitch exactly how we want every week. But yeah, we've been doing an extensive analysis on that. We've been looking at data, and we've been looking at what success brings, what Columbus does, what Red Bull do. I think what you see in this league is very diverse, and you've got different coaches from different backgrounds trying to do different things. I think from us, it's about sticking to what we believe in and then making that work in that sense. And again, it's about trying to find, okay, Chucky is now a piece of that. How do we surround him to make him the most successful player here in San Diego?
So earlier you mentioned a five-a-side group that you have already, right? It's going to be a tremendous here at practice. But what pieces are coming together with the players that you already have with Inzvarsen and Sverskov that's going to contribute to Chucky's style of play?
Yeah, I think Chucky fits in very well in that. I think we see Marcus either as a 9 or as a winger. He's played both for Northland as of late. Marcus's special qualities in the box. We see Chucky obviously providing him service, whether that's from the right or from the left. And again, as I mentioned there, he's a player that can come inside, he can stay wide, and he can obviously go 1v1. And then Jeppe is the metronome, and I think you need that, right? He's the guy that's kind of setting the tempo of the games. We want to go from slow to fast. We want to obviously speed the game up in the breakthrough phase and try to get it into transition moments. So I think Jeppe does that for him and allows to control the game, where Chucky can kind of find his spaces, whether it's between the lines, whether it's in behind, and so forth.
So without necessarily giving names, because obviously there's a lot of rumors in the world stage now as well, what would the prototypical next big player be for San Diego FC?
I think we're a popular club to link with at the moment. And so, yeah, look, we still need pretty much everything, right? I think that checks the box in terms of a dynamic winger. Now we're probably looking for a little bit different profile on the other side. I think that 10 winger is important for us. I think it's really important in MLS, and some clubs have had way more success finding it than others. So that's a constant communication. We also need to cement the spine, which means obviously we need to find some center backs and a goalkeeper that can also allow us to play that we want to play. It can't just be anybody, and again, a ball-playing center back sometimes can be difficult to find. So we're looking at that. We're looking at that internally. We're looking externally. We're having a lot of conversations, but the timing is really important. It's difficult. We have 6 months till we have a team. So you need to find a solution for people that are out of contract this summer, and you need to find if that is the case, or you need to make sure that the timing is right where we can get them in January.
And one last question. So San Diego is obviously a destination just for about anything when it comes to just living life in general. What is the experience of the players that are coming in and yourself as well, just kind of having that as a big ticket item? Hey, come to San Diego. It's probably one of the best weathers and climates in the world. Like, what's that? Is that really a ticket for bringing people over and recruiting?
We're not short of interest, that's for sure. I think we've had a lot of names being thrown at us, and again, it's about us following our process and making sure it's the right player and the right system. I think what also is challenging, though, is the cost of living. So people want to come on their terms and on their fees. And look, it's also no secret that it's a very expensive place to live and to move a family. And so we're trying to find that right balance in terms of people that are committed to the project and want to come, because the roster rules make it very complicated to be able to fit all those moving pieces. So look, I had a chance to go out to Singing Hills yesterday. We're standing here on this beautiful stadium. We're going to have the infrastructure, and we're going to be competing with the rest of MLS in terms of having one of the top venues here, and hopefully the fan base obviously gets behind us, and we need their support. But I think it's a very attractive place to come. It's a little difficult now. You can't provide, hey, this is what we look like, because we don't exist yet. So we're trying to find clever ways in terms of how we do that.
Perfect. Really appreciate your time.
No problem. Good to meet you.
Obviously, this is, as you mentioned, a huge step in that cross-border relationship.
Yes, sir.
What does it mean, especially somebody who can speak on the tribe side of things? There's obviously a lot of native peoples over on that side of the border when there wasn't borders. What does this move mean in order to push those boundaries and really move the people to come together for one purpose, which is the game?
As I mentioned when we did the announcement with the Cholos, the Kumeyaay Nation has been used to crossing the border back and forth. And even when I was little, we have family down in Ensenada area. The Kumeyaay Nation spans both sides of the border. So it's a natural evolution for the tribe to be able to have an investment in a professional sport and be able to bring, again, those that are not always allowed or can't come. And if we could do some things with Club Tijuana and or bring people north of the border to grow the sport binationally, it's just awesome. So it's just a natural evolution for us and our view of the border.
And speaking about evolution, right, what's that next step in order to build this team? You got somebody with Chucky Lozano who checks a lot of boxes. Is there somebody on the horizon coming up that's going to check even more boxes or different boxes, or can you tell us that?
I think I can't release any specifics. We've got a designated crew and executive team that is working on a lot of promising names, and so it's my first experience being in an ownership group and having to do with player acquisition, so it's been a learning process even for myself, but I think we will be able to really analyze and make sure that it's the right fit. And Right to Dream and the rest of our group, they know what they're doing, so I feel very, very comfortable with them taking the lead in sports and the player acquisition.
And last question, as far as the community that's coming out to this Chrome Ball events, are you happy with what's been showing up with everybody who's coming into these events? San Diego showing out, and what else would you like to see a little bit more from the community, soccer community specifically?
The Chrome Ball Tour has been awesome, both north, south, east, west. So I'm from the East County. I've always wanted to make sure the team takes and represents and engages the team all across the county. So in the east, the south, the north. So I think we've been doing a great job doing that. The most recent one in Chula Vista was well attended, and you just get to be able to be out there. I can't wait to be out there in the streets with our fans, with everybody, building a family for this club for many years to come.
Well, he's going to play in Snapdragon. We heard from him. We saw him be emotional. It was a great day. It's barely part one of what's going to be a larger presentation. Chucky Mania is about to run wild downtown. So, as you heard from Chucky himself, he's excited to be here, be part of the project, and really excel in his next phase, potentially last phase. He says that this was maybe, as he thinks, his last stop in his career. We'll see what that means after the 4-year contract ends. His career in the national team doesn't seem to be over for now, but that's it from us at San Diego Football here at Snapdragon Stadium. For everybody, this is Tony Sanchez, Abraham Cepeda, and Chiva somewhere. See you later.